Hello YouTube, this is my first video tutorial and today we'll be downloading the Ubuntu desktop onto VMware Workstation 8. If you have VMware Player, this will also work. For anything except Mac. For a Mac you need a different one. I believe it is VirtualBox, but the process is essentially the same. I can make another tutorial if need be. But anyways, I will provide this link down in the description where you can download Ubuntu, and I will also provide the VMware Player link in the description as well, so you can download that if you don't already have it. I would recommend downloading this before you start watching. So basically you have 12.04 and 13.10. You can choose between 64 or 32-bit architecture. I choose 64-bit, it doesn't really matter. The process is the exact same. So for all intensive purposes, we're going to use Ubuntu 13.10 with 64-bit. So we click on this, and then we're brought to this page. You can donate to them if you want. You don't have to. It says not now, take me to download. We'll click that. And your download should start automatically here. It is an ISO image. It's a couple gigabytes. Oh no, it's 883 megabytes. Never mind. It will take a while. Just to warn you, I've already downloaded it. You can download that before the video as well, or before the tutorial starts. But anyways, we'll move on to actually installing it. So here we're on the home screen for VMware Workstation or VMware Player, whatever you have. We're going to click Create New Virtual Machine. We're going to use Typical, and we'll click Next. And as you can see, I've already got the path here. To go find your file, just click Browse. It'll probably be in your downloads, and click the one you want. So VMware or Ubuntu 13.10. Open, and it will automatically detect the operating system. It does not always do that. It will with Ubuntu, but for other Linux operating systems it won't. But there's an easy way around that. This is a really great piece of software. But we'll click Next, and we can enter any name we want. So we're going to name this YouTube test, and we're going to put the username as YouTube, password YouTube and YouTube, and we'll click Next. Here we name our machine. We're going to call it Ubuntu YouTube. Click Next. I store as a single file. That's just my preference. You can do multiple files if you want. Doesn't really matter. And I would give your machine at least 40 or 50 gigabytes. It will not take up this whole thing right away, which is really nice. It stores it dynamically, which means that if you only have like 5 gigabytes worth of stuff on your virtual machine, it's only going to take up 5 gigs in your computer. So you can make this as large as you want, in theory. So we'll click Next, and we're going to customize the hardware. This is a really important part, otherwise it might not install properly. We'll give it some more RAM, 2 gigabytes. You can give it as much as you want depending on how much your computer has, but I'm only going to give it 2. You can give it more processors if you want. We'll delete the floppy, we don't want that there. And probably one of the most important parts is bridged. We want to click Bridged. So that way we get a really nice internet connection between the virtual machine and the computer, and we hit close. Make sure power on this virtual machine after creation is checked, and click Finish. And when we do that, it should load it up automatically. There it goes. And it should start, we should start to see it go here. This might take a minute. Don't worry if it takes too long. There it goes. As I said, this process could take a while. Usually Ubuntu installations or Linux installations in general can be a bit quicker than Windows. Sometimes about the same amount of time. It all depends on your computer. Here we go. It should load up here any second. And it should start automatically downloading right around here. There you go. Install. You can click this tab and it will show you the command line version of what's going on. And this is really one of the easiest installs of a virtual machine that you could possibly hope for. It really just does it all for you. One of the most annoying things about this, though, which you'll see later, is how it installs the VMware tools, and it won't take you to the GUI, the graphical user interface. But there's an easy way to get around that. So we are going to stop here, and I'll see you guys when it's finished. Okay, welcome back. As you can see, we are in the last couple minutes of the install, well, last couple seconds hopefully. We're just finishing up the installation here. You should have gone through copying your files and whatnot. The whole process probably took somewhere around, I want to say 10 minutes or so, including what you're seeing right now, so another couple of minutes. Oh, there we are. Okay, and it's all done, so it should go down for a reboot now. There it goes. And we're rebooting. Now you're only going to get a really small like square at first, and it's going to pop up with the easy install, which I find really annoying. As I said, I'll show you a way to get around that, but we'll wait for it to boot up here. Don't worry if it says like fail or anything somewhere, it doesn't really matter. And here we are. As you see, VMware Easy Install. This can be really off-putting to someone who's new to Linux because they don't know what the command line looks like, so even if they can log in, they can't really do anything. So I'll show you this here. So we use our login, YouTube, and when you're typing, your password isn't going to show up, so don't be alarmed, it's supposed to do that. Type in YouTube, you might get a little message like that too, don't worry about it, and hit enter. Wait for it to load us up. If you're unfamiliar with the command line, it's a really cool thing to get used to. Like once I got used to it, it was really one of the coolest things ever. But anyways, let's type in start X, and that'll boot us into the GUI, or the graphical user interface. And this might take a minute or two. Don't worry if it takes a little longer on your computer. If it boots up right away, that's cool too. As you can see, mine is taking a little longer. And there we go. We're at the graphical user interface. Now, if you don't, this is Ubuntu. It's pretty neat to people who haven't used it before. Now, if you want to get rid of this little box, what we can do, change desktop background. All settings, displays, and we'll click, where is it? Where did 16.9 go? Oh, there it is. Hit that, and we'll slide over here, and right to the right over here is apply, and that will do it. Keep configuration, and there you go. Your very own Ubuntu, your very own Ubuntu desktop. Stay tuned for more tutorials. I'll show you sort of cool features of it if you're unfamiliar with Ubuntu. It's a really cool thing to use. So, yeah, see you soon.